Which is better, the Audi Q4 e-tron starting at $50,000 or the brand new Tesla Model Y? As of now, it starts at $60,000, but later on the price will be reduced. But which one is better? Well, in this episode, we are gonna find out. There are two versions of the Q4 e-tron. There's a regular Q4 e-tron and there's a Sportback. Definitely the Sportback looks cooler. However, on the front, it has a big grille which it doesn't need. This vehicle is electric, and I'm not a fan of how it looks either. I am a fan of those headlights though. They have super cool animations. The bumper looks a little bit complicated, but it doesn't look too bad. The side is nice. It looks really muscular with those different creases, the wide wheel arches, and that sloping roofline of the Sportback. I also like these wheels. The back of this car looks awesome. The light bar looks amazing. And just like the headlights, it has really cool animations. Like the front bumper, the rear bumper's design is a little bit complex, but it doesn't look too bad. Overall, this car looks pretty decent. The regular Q4 e-tron has a drag coefficient of 0.28 CD. The Sportback has a drag coefficient of 0.26 CD, which is pretty good. However, this vehicle is really heavy. The lightest version of the Q4 e-tron weighs over 4,700 pounds. Pretty heavy, but overall, it looks pretty nice. The new Model Y looks fantastic, especially on the front. That light bar is gorgeous. Beneath them are the actual headlights. There are no fog lights, but they're not very useful. To me, the front of this car looks very futuristic. On the side, it looks largely the same as the previous Model Y. But there are some differences. It gets new wheels. These look fabulous. There are also updates to the side mirrors. The rest of the side is the same. But just like the front, there are huge changes on the back. This looks so cool. I love what they have done with the taillights. This red light here is actually a glowing effect of the light bar. This is what it looks like when it's off. Instead of the Tesla T, the word Tesla is written. This looks amazing. The license plate will now be attached on the rear diffuser. Speaking of rear diffuser, this rear diffuser is huge, but there are two reasons as to why it is very big. One, all of the exterior design upgrades are for improved aerodynamics, increasing efficiency, providing more range. In fact, this vehicle has a drag coefficient of 0.22 CD, even lower than the drag coefficient of the previous Model Y. The second reason why this rear diffuser is so big is to reduce the chances of the tailgate getting damaged in a minor rear end accident. Oftentimes, the tailgate of the previous Model Y would get damaged even at super low speed fender benders. It's very expensive to replace this tailgate, so now this will reduce the chances of the tailgate getting damaged. And in my opinion, it looks great. It gives the rear of this car a more aggressive look. It's ever so slightly heavier than the previous Model Y. The lightest version of the new Model Y weighs slightly above 4,200 pounds. Now between the two, I prefer the look of the Model Y. The interior of the Q4 e-tron is a great place. Usually the interior quality of Audi's vehicles is really good. Their interiors have expensive feeling materials, and generally everything feels solid. I'm not so sure how I feel about the design. The dash design is a little bit complex. I'm not a big fan of the steering wheel design either. I like the fact that the steering wheel leather is perforated. That looks cool. And the overall design, while it looks overly done, it still looks high-tech with these displays and the ambient lighting. At night, the ambient lighting looks amazing. Now for the comfort features, this vehicle has wireless charging, front heated seats, and the heated steering wheel, but some of those features don't come as standard. This vehicle also is available with front acoustic glass, which helps with sound insulation, and they are more durable windows. Overall, it's a nice interior. The new Model Y gets a fully redesigned interior. The design is completely new. For the most part, it looks pretty similar to the interior of the latest Model 3, but there are quite a lot of differences. Just like that car, it gets ambient lighting, and at night, it looks amazing. But on the door panels, the light strip only extends halfway through. Below that is a separate piece of fabric aligned with the speaker. Also on the dashboard there is stitching. Right underneath the vent, there's a nice shiny trim around the wireless chargers, and the gear stalk is removed. Now all shifting is done through this touchscreen, but Tesla will implement their auto shift feature into this new vehicle. More on that later on in this episode. Surprisingly, they left the turn signal stock, instead of adding buttons to the steering wheel for the indicators. But the rest of the steering wheel design looks very similar to the one in the latest Model 3, and I love how this new steering wheel looks. and the overall interior. I love how this new interior looks. They have updated the interior quality a lot in this vehicle as well. The materials inside feel more expensive and robust to make this cabin feel even more expensive than the interior of the previous Model Y, and these materials are also for better sound insulation. This new Model Y also gets power reclining rear seats, meaning these seats will recline electrically instead of having to recline them manually in the previous Model Y. And by a press of a button in the trunk, they will automatically fold down and fold up as well. Just like the previous Model Y, gets the heated steering wheel, 2 wireless chargers in the front, heated seats, but unlike the previous Model Y, all of these seats are perforated, and the front seats are now ventilated, which is a very useful feature during the summer. And all of these features come as standard. Overall, I like the Model Y's interior more. Both vehicles get 2 displays as standard. In the Audi, there's the driver's display and the center display, which has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The Tesla gets 1 display in the front. It doesn't have Apple CarPlay nor Android Auto, but in these vehicles, you don't really need them. The infotainment system in Teslas is really good. It already has built-in Google Maps, web browser, and you can also sync your contacts with the vehicle, so you can make phone calls and send messages through this display. If you pay for the premium connectivity subscription, you will also get access to a bunch of different music apps. It's a really good infotainment system. Both vehicles have over-the-air updates, so as you own them, they get better over time. Only the Audi is available with a heads-up display. It's also available with the 360-degree view, which is very helpful for parking. The Tesla gets a vector space 360-degree view as standard. Now on the display in the Tesla, there are a bunch of different games to play, and a lot of videos to watch. Very useful while charging the car at a supercharger. Of course, these features only work while the vehicle is in park. It also features bioweapon defense mode. This mode will utilize the built-in HEPA filter of this vehicle to prevent almost 100% of harmful gases entering the cabin. There's also pin to drive in the Tesla. You will have to create a passcode that you will be entering before driving the vehicle. That way it never gets stolen. But there's more. There's also dog mode. So when you leave your pet inside, this feature will keep the climate on and display a message letting people outside of the vehicle know the pet inside is safe. There's also sentry mode, which constantly records for suspicious activity around the vehicle, using the exterior cameras for the self-driving features. And if it captures something, it will save that into its built-in dashcam, which comes as standard. For major threats, it will trigger the alarm system, and it will also send a notification to your phone. You can view these clips on the front display, and nowadays you can also view it on the phone. If you pay for the premium connectivity subscription, you will also be able to view the live camera feed through the Tesla app. The Audi is also available with an anti-theft alarm with a motion sensor. But what's new for the new Model Y? It has a display in the back for rear passengers. This display also provides a bunch of different games to play, and a bunch of different videos and movies to watch. And of course it also provides rear passenger controls. It gets a front bumper camera, making it a lot easier to park this vehicle. It's also very helpful for the full self-driving feature. More on that later on in this episode. This camera also features a built-in washer, so by a press of a button on the touchscreen, it will spray water on this camera to clean it. Now that the gear stock has been removed, it features the auto shift feature. This is a super cool one. So at low speeds, by checking various factors, it will shift the gear by itself. And it actually works really well, especially while doing 3-point turns. Overall, the Model Y is way more high-tech. The Model Y's trunk is massive. It has up to 76 cubic feet of space, and there's an additional 4.1 cubic feet of space in the frunk. The frunk of the new Model Y has a built-in drain, so you can pour ice and store your drinks in there. So this car has a total cargo capacity of 80.1 cubic feet, and its towing capacity is 3,500 pounds. The Audi has up to 53.1 cubic feet of space in the trunk. Unfortunately, this vehicle does not have a frunk, and its towing capacity is around 2,600 pounds. As of now, only the long-range version of the Model Y is available. This includes 2 electric motors, which make 435 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque. They are powered by an 82 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which is good for a range of 327 miles, and this battery can charge at 250 kilowatts. The standard Q4 40 e-tron is rear-wheel drive. It has about 200 horsepower and 230 pound-feet of torque. It features a 63 kilowatt-hour battery, which is good for a range of about 260 miles. All versions of the Q4 e-tron can charge at up to 175 kilowatts. The Q4 45 e-tron is available as either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The average power output is about 280 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. It features an 82 kilowatt-hour battery pack, and between the rear-wheel drive and the all-wheel drive, the range average is about 340 miles. The Q4 55 e-tron is all-wheel drive. It has about 340 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. It also gets the 82 kilowatt-hour battery, which is good for a range of about 330 miles. So then, how fast can these vehicles go? The Model Y can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.1 seconds. Pretty quick. The standard Q4 40 e-tron can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.7 seconds. The Q4 45 e-tron can go in 6.3 seconds, and the Q4 55 e-tron can go in 5.1 seconds. Both vehicles run on spring suspension. These are both electric cars, so they have that instant torque, which significantly improves the acceleration. Both vehicles have sway bars, which reduce body roll when turning, increasing stability. They also get torque vectoring, so they can send full power to the outer wheel with the most grip. Helps a lot with corner exiting traction, and these vehicles have a low center of gravity, thanks to the battery pack being at the bottom. That also reduces a lot of body roll, increasing stability. And they have that regenerative braking, which makes the driving experience a lot easier. Just lift your foot off the accelerator and they will stop on their own. And while they stop, the battery gets recharged as well, so it makes the driving experience more convenient, and it's also good for the battery. They also have speed-sensitive steering. With this, the speed sensitivity constantly adjusts based on how fast you are driving. Now both vehicles have adaptive cruise control with steering assist to keep you inside of the lane. However, you do have to pay extra for those features with the Audi. With the Tesla, both of those features come as standard. But then there's that optional full self-driving package. This package will allow the Tesla to drive completely by itself. Even on city streets, the self-driving tech in Teslas is super advanced. They can change lanes by themselves, park by themselves, follow the navigation, all of that good stuff. All Teslas come with a 30-day free FSD trial right after taking delivery. The Audi also has a lane change assist feature and a park assist feature. And they come with a bunch of safety features as standard. So they have automatic emergency braking, lane departure avoidance, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, and a lot of other safety features. Overall, these are super advanced vehicles. So which is better, the Audi Q4 e-tron or the new Tesla Model Y? It's the Tesla. The Audi is a great vehicle, but the Tesla is way more high-tech. It looks amazing, it has a beautiful interior, and it's more practical. But do you guys agree? Let me know which vehicle do you guys prefer. Also, let me know which other car comparison video would you like to see. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on X, and turn on all notifications. That way you never miss out on any new episode posted. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for today's episode.